Delphi murder geocaching theory angle. I'm a little older than some of you, but let's explain something. Young kids these days, play Pokemon and stuff like that, and that makes them go outside, but they don't go geocaching. One of the geocaching areas up there literally says you have to use an off-road vehicle because you'll mechanically not be able to go in because you'll break your leg. This is more of a sport than a hobby for a lot of people. I run into them where I'm at. I started moving geocaches away from where I camp. Why? It actually says you can't do it there, number one, and number two, they kept stepping on me. Stepping on the edge of my tent. Yes, it was a geocaching location. Next, I'm going to point out something very important. Trying to get a map of geocaches in your area without the website attacking your browser is very difficult. And Reddit is designed to make you addicted to Reddit instead of just giving you a clear, listable assertions. So let's find out who first pushed the idea of geocaching being used as evidence, and who later on, a few days ago, decided to say, oh, well, I can't reveal my sources, but I downloaded all the data from the two girls' phones or the other girls' phones about their geocaching activities. Totally easy to do. And also downloaded it from this random professor at the University of Indiana. And of course, he was following them. Really. And nobody archived any of this data that was posted over a year ago to show that that information was ever in that Reddit thread that was cited as the corroborating data. Maybe it was one of the sub threads. I banged all of them open. No mention of it. But here's what is said in that Reddit thread. First of all, CRM Jesus on December 29th decided to blame a university professor in a video. Or not. I don't know. I'm just throwing spit wads. Actually telling you the name of the person that's being accused so you can go check. No, he doesn't look like the fucking drawing. For proof, this True Crime Jesus that has other issues with the channel, but I'm not going to go there. Maybe they're just spoofing. They linked to a 2019 July 6th Reddit post that was never archived externally, and lists it was posted by user deleted, meaning the person who posted it later on either erased their account or erased that posting or something. So we can't double check. How fucking convenient. Did anybody archive it when it went up first? Obviously, this is a subject matter you should archive. I have about a half dozen archives below, trying to get every little subtlety in it. And you know what's funny? Most of the thread doesn't say it's been altered in the last 6 months, so nobody archived it? The person who posted it went missing, and the thread does not state, oh, I can prove that a person was following them because I have secret access to geocaching data. Or not. You get to decide. Dig. I gave up after 20 minutes of looking. I can't find any reference like that that would corroborate any assertion about anybody. And I'm not blaming True Crime Jesus. Maybe they're just repeating something they saw someplace else. But they only cited this Reddit thread. And it doesn't say that. Anyway, it has nothing on the professor, nor the name, nor a geocache tracking that was done of him or of the two girls, or anybody else. No way of corroborating it. It doesn't seem to have been posted. It is claimed to be a geocache history that shows him following one of the girls. That's what's claimed openly. All right, so now we're going to witch hunt this person. Now, I'm being a nasty, obnoxious person at this point. Let me put this straight. If somebody has a reference to this that is a non-ambiguous data source, and a methodology for collecting that data, that would be good. Please remember, I'm the one who debunked the John Podesta secret illegal porn posting on the Comet Ping Pong website, because the person who made the assertions about it did not understand Content Management System, CMS, in the URL. And I found hundreds of websites with exactly the same pages, with exactly the same kind of content, because they're data logs about who visits your website. They're not secret porn storage areas. And that person, tight-ass Frosty Butts, is still furious with me for ruining his fucking money-making machine. But here we go. The claim was there was a history of geocaching activity that showed one person following another. Doesn't matter who. All right. The Reddit thread does say the following. Did Abby have a geocache account that Bridge Guy was watching? You'd have to be able to watch that by having credentials and watching it and the person leaving it public, which is possible. I don't know. This paragraph is speculation entirely, meaning I don't have any proof of what I'm saying. I'm throwing spitwads. Overtly stated and not edited since then. This is like the guy saying, oh, I have proof that aliens visited such and such and posted 3 or 4 postings. Or another person saying, tomorrow morning there's going to be an attack in Las Vegas, but it was a month and a half later or 2 months later, and they were talking about a 9/11 attack, airplanes hitting buildings, not a shooting from a tall building. Well, it's kind of, sort of, totally unrelated. And the guy also went missing afterwards because he was memeing, because it happened, if you're not aware of it, September 11th. It was about September 11th. It had nothing to do with Las Vegas. Okay, I'm being nasty here, but let's get to this thing. A Reddit source that self-erased itself, that no one archived at the time or since then. I'm the only one who archived this or made an attempt. I'm the only one who created the archives you're going to read. That source is supposed to say, without any ambiguity, that someone went to the trouble of comparing the data between a supposed person of interest, POI, and Abby or anybody else. And the assertion is not in the thread. And a video recently posted on by True Crime Jesus either is asserting or overtly stating that it absolutely was done, that this information was compared, and this university professor was following around, and this extremely vital information that could be forwarded straight to the FBI, bypassing the local police department, so that you can't have that meme either, wasn't archived, doesn't exist, isn't there when I go look for it. Hey, I got a link down below in the description. It says google.com search geocache plus delphi plus murder plus site equals reddit.com. Totally corroborates everything I said. No, actually none of them do. But I could say it does, and most people won't click the link to find out whether I'm lying. I can't find it. That's not an admission of weakness or wimpiness. The first thing that comes up, if you're saying that this place here corroborates what you're saying or shows that this happened for real and not just, quote, I don't know, this is just speculation anyway, that contradicts the assertion of this person being guilty of anything. It's sort of like another guy who says, oh, the Boy Scout and the Boy Scout kid are both guilty. Why? No fucking reason given. They don't match the images. They literally don't. We have a couple of people who are actual criminals, one of which blew his brains out or something like that, or we don't know. But we have a couple of people who were suspects at one time that do match the original image. But we're told that original image, which doesn't match, that's not the one we're supposed to use, even though it matches pretty close to the guy we see in the video. We're supposed to look for a much younger looking guy, who also doesn't match this university professor, which I've only named once in this video, and I'll probably delete that part. But why avoiding saying Dr. CRM to make it much, much clearer? Or an archive below that I won't name saying equals CRM that shows a picture of him. Or let's look up older pictures from around that time. Or if we cite a source on Reddit, first of all, that's always garbage, but okay, fine. Archive the damn thing? Somehow? Let the link actually show what you're asserting instead of it. And I'm not even sure True Crime Jesus is doing something bad here. It could be just a simple mistake. This person could just be repeating stuff. Or maybe they copied and pasted the wrong link. I don't know. But I'm looking and can't find anyone who actually really did grab, quote unquote, the geocaching data that showed this happen. And yes, I'm going to download the video where this assertion is made in text on screen. And I'm probably going to make an imager containing those screen grabs where it's asserted that this information was corroborated by comparing data sources. Now, if someone on Facebook leaves their GPS enabling for their postings, you can create a pathway of all their GPS postings on a map. That's actually been done. That's why you turn it off first thing. Kids always leave that open. They don't really care. Nobody really cares anymore. Lots of people do this. I posted this from the restaurant. I was getting sushi. But I was also at the shooting in Las Vegas. No, you were 8 miles away having sushi. You were nowhere near the damn thing. You posted a picture on whatever of your meal. This does not indicate you were anywhere near the shooting. Yes, that was somebody who lied and said he was there and was in the middle of the whole thing, even though he was miles away having sushi. Sometimes our Reddit posts or Facebook postings or our Instagram pictures of our frickin' bacon sausage sandwich, there's no shame in that. Sometimes it is our undoing and they find out, yeah, yes, I admit it. I had bacon sausage. Look, if there is proof of this, all I need is a link to it. Well, I have screen grabs from, no, the originating source, the originating assertion. This was a year ago or more. This was July of 2019. This has been around a long time. Nobody archived it. Nobody bothered making a backup copy. Nothing. I am disappointed. Okay, first thing, that's all the nasty stuff. No, next. I thank everybody who eventually stopped beating around the bush and told me who this is supposed to be. And no, he doesn't match the images. You can decide he does, but this is a little bit of a push. And again, nobody corroborated this. I'd like to find a secondary source for this or an explanation of how this was done. Not a literal assertion as to Q&A, oh, I can't corroborate any of this. Well, then it's worthless data. It's more smoke up our butts. This is literally worse than what the police department did by giving out a few frames of video and a couple of photos and refusing to provide the raw data. And every news source, I hate the news, putting their fucking logo on it, confirming that they're going to modify it and re-JPEG the shit out of it. This is actually worse because it's making an assertion about somebody as an accusation and refusing to corroborate it. I got that for 4 years. From somebody who literally made every single claim of illegality about me they could on the internet with no corroboration or anything. And another group of people, probably the same people, doing this to a guy who went under the name Logan Runnan, making all sorts of horrible claims about him, never corroborating it. Making an assertion, well, he does this, this, and this. And when you actually listen to the quote without them editing it creatively, it says nothing of the kind. Do not bother this university professor about this unless you have hard evidence. This is the same level of proof and truth you demand about you. Don't weaken your standards of how you accuse other people unless you wish to have it used against you. Glass house, repairman here. I'm very sure he didn't do it. And again, the Boy Scout pair, I'm very sure they didn't do it either. Also, I got an indication that there's a YouTube channel that's posting these theories, and if you post anything that contradicts the person or shows that the person's lying or just wrong, just simply wrong, they ban you from the webpage, from the YouTube channel. You're not approved. Okay. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's curious, Google and YouTube have saw fit to interfere with archiving comment sections, so I can't prove someone leaves a death threat anymore. So let the death threats begin. Or maybe that's what I want them to think. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.